So the only way to get him in.
Keep going.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What went into, creating your character, knowing that you would be essentially J-Lo in the past?
So it was really like I had to think about it, my part. Being a young J-Lo is such a big opportunity, and I'm just so grateful for this experience. And I didn't work with J-Lo, but it was just a great honor to play her. But I did meet some other great actors like Simu, Alana, Abraham, and I had to, because you'll see it in the movie that my part was like, so then I had to really dig deep. But I think that's like kind of important because people have said that I'm a really great actor like in drama and stuff. So yeah, it's just a great opportunity for me to like be here. It's crazy. And yeah.
Oh, I love that. Go ahead and you have a little hair attached to your chin right here. You're good. It wasn't until the end. And you talked about acting with Simu, Alana, and Abraham. Can you talk about specifically with Simu, what it was like? And there's a very intense scene.
He's just so awesome. He's so great to work with. He's so kind, articulate, and I think he played the role of like an AI robot so well. And he gives me like advice like how to do the character. He's just a great actor.
That's amazing when the other generation's able to help the actors. So congratulations. I did see the movie and you were really great. I gotta know, what was the workout routine that J-Lo had to go through in order to be the badass hero she is in this movie?
Well, J-Lo just is a badass, let's face it. So she's got such a close relationship with her body. She knows what she needs whenever she needs it. So she comes and works out with me. She works out with this awesome guy called Dodd too. And she's a dancer. So I think that Jennifer always knows what Jennifer needs depending on whatever role she's playing. And this I'm super excited to see because I really feel like the reason why Jennifer acts, sings, and dances so well is because she really is unafraid to feel the full spectrum of human emotions. So I'm excited to see her up against AI in a character that is up against AI.
Yeah, we haven't really seen her as the action heroine since Enough, I think. That was the last time.
Enough, this type of mother was like,
oh,
whoa.
That's true.
She was a badass in that. She's just awesome.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I appreciate it. Working relationship. Tell me, what is it like working together?
It's amazing. Brad and I, this is our 8th project together. So with Brad, it just feels like you're a little kid again, watching those movies that inspired us as kids. So we have that in common, and I love working with Brad. It's amazing.
And what other arrangements or just other composers helped you to really get in the zone to create the sci-fi world for them?
That's funny. One of the big things that helped us, Brad and I took a trip to Japan early on and sort of looked at the combination between spirituality and technology and how that works in Japan. So that was probably the biggest influence on this score.
Okay. Oh, that's so interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about just that relationship between spirituality and tech?
Yeah, the amazing thing about Japan is it has this long history of tech and this long history of spirituality, and they really work together and combine in a way that we weren't able to find anywhere else in the world. So we went there and we recorded monks chanting, we recorded lots of spiritual ceremonies, and then we also recorded all the technology like the bullet trains, all the unique sounds, and all of those things found their way into the fabric of the score.
Wow, I'm going to have to go back. I watched it once, but now I want to go back and just especially pay attention to those little sounds. That's amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. So nice to meet you. Oh, yeah. Great.
And then for the whole week, it would just be the two of us talking, the three of us huddling and talking. So it was very rewarding.
I mean, a lot of movies have predicted a lot of things in the future, right?
Yeah.
What do you think a movie is predicting?
The CG elements, Jen in a mech suit, and other people on green screens, and then at the end of the day, I had to collect all these pieces and put them together. And it was the most complicated movie I've ever done because it's a lot.
I've worn glasses on the carpet before. It helps. It helps a lot.
It does help, actually.
But tell me, given that this was, during the pandemic, before the big conversation on AI in Hollywood really took off, what really made you want to bring in this conversation and get ahead of it in your own way?
I didn't know AI was going to be the conversation it is today when I started the movie. I started the movie 5 years ago. Then the pandemic hit, and of course everything went on pause. I was attracted to this project because of the human story and the human element about trust and how you have to have trust to have meaningful relationships in your life. I think most of our meaningful relationships are built off trust and respect. And so the fact that this story was about a woman who suffered from a mistrust due to AI. That was the main thing that got me. The AI conversation sort of bubbled up as a means to tell this story, but I'm a massive fan of genre, and I think most genre movies talk about things that we're uncomfortable talking about. So to me, the main thing was the factor that people really need trust to have meaningful relationships. That's what drew me in. The AI was like, in some ways, a complete bonus. I could never have predicted it was going to be where it is today 5 years ago, but timing is everything, I guess.
So you're like, oh, okay, thank you to the controversy. It's creating more combo around your film.
Literally when it blew up, I was in the editing bay and I was like, wow, okay, all right. So this movie just took on a whole new, dimension.
No, definitely. I mean, sometimes the universe works to your advantage, right?
I like to be a good Canadian. I like to just be good to the universe, and sometimes it gives back. So I'm gonna just chalk it up to that.
And were there specific elements of AI that you incorporated when working on this film in post-production? Were there any scenes or any things that were prompted?
We didn't really utilize. Well, no, that's not true. We utilized AI a little bit. The art department utilized AI. I mean, the visual effects department was very, very big on this movie because there was so much visual effects. And they, like my VFX supervisor was having conversations with an AI tech group behind the scenes. And one day she came in and she said, here are a bunch of images that AI spit out. Now, frankly, I was like, well, these are terrible. We're not going to use these. But there was like a couple ideas in there that we kind of utilized. And then the only other AI thing that we used was in order to make the mech suit sound completely inhuman before he turns on, we actually use an AI program where you type in what they say and it gives you a completely programmed response so that it has no human it's one thing to have an actor try to be robotic, but this was actually a robot spitting the words back to us. So we use that. So yeah, I'm not against dabbling, but I think art's mainly a human endeavor. So the AI component was more in the movie, not behind the scenes.
No, I appreciate you sharing that. I was so intrigued. I was like, I have to know if anything was used.
Not yet.
But thank you so much, Brad. Congratulations.
Thank you. So part of it, it's not really a warning. It's a bit of a here's both sides of the coin kind of situation. When I started it, and then when I sat down to talk to a futurist, and initially I just talked to him because I was like, I don't want to pick Los Angeles. And that classic.
And also, you're in the suits as Rangers. Did you all kind of have a similar experience that J-Lo did, where you were kind of siloed off and had all these cameras on you?
Yeah, it was interesting at first. I know Brad messed with me like on my first day. He was like, peace, and they like I literally got in just before we were gonna wrap for the day, and then they like pretended they were gonna leave me. No, it was all looking good fun. Like, but no, it was really a fun experience, kind of being in the machines. It kind of felt like one of those, you know, when you go to Disneyland and those machines that like kind of like rock you side to side. I mean, it's kind of like a similar sensation to that. But yeah, it was fun.
Like I was just in a giant simulator,
Basically.
acting away, right?
I'm an adrenaline junkie, so like I love that kind of like the excitement of kind of being thrown around a bit. But yeah, it was really fun.
And have you been able to see yourself, or was it the first time tonight?
I have seen bits of it. I haven't seen the whole thing yet, but yeah, I mean, it would be a fun experience seeing myself on the big screen.
Yeah. You're like, let me see the big screen before I see it on the little screen at home.
I know, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Lovely meeting you.
They just say we need to make this film and put J-Lo.
When we first read this script about 6 or 7 years ago, we immediately thought of Brad for it because Brad is the perfect filmmaker for this kind of material. He gets action, he gets science fiction, he also gets character, and actors love working with him. This just felt like the perfect match of everything Brad loves. So we sent it to him, and immediately he was like, "Oh, this is exactly what we want to do." We were like, "Yeah, we knew that. We knew you were going to like it."
And with Jennifer, she's someone who embodies strength and power, but she also has a vulnerable side to her and a brilliant sense of humor that made her the perfect choice for this movie. And as I'm sure she'll tell other people, she ran for a high school track team on a team that was called Atlas, and she felt like it was meant to be, and it's something that it is meant to be.
I love that. There's been a lot of beautiful just alignments that have happened with this film. Well, thank you both so much, and congratulations. Thank you. Lovely chat. Stunt preparation, because they really put you through the ringer in this movie.
Yeah, we had weeks of stunt training. Had a call at the beginning of the project before I flew out here just to check that I was able to do all the stuff that was necessary. I've been lucky in my career. I've done a lot of stunt work so far and had a lot of stunt training. But to be able to do all of that work whilst staying in character was definitely a new challenge for this project. So I'm grateful that it turned out all right.
And given the whole conversation on AI in the industry, did working on this film impact your opinion on it, or kind of switch up any previous ideas that you had about it?
Well, weirdly enough, this film, we worked on it pre-strike, so I wasn't aware of the threat to our industry and to all industries that AI poses. AI also poses other things, another side, which can be a generous and fruitful thing for all of us. So I think after, seeing the discussion spill out into the wider world, it's definitely interesting with this film to see the pros and cons of the debate.
We were talking to Brad about that, and he's like, wow, the universe is on my side, because now it's creating more buzz around the film. It's perfect. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Your performance.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Love to meet you.
Nice.